In today's video, we're gonna look at the basics of karnaugh map. We're gonna solve the truth table of up to 3 variables, including taking data in a truth table and populating it in a karnaugh map. Karnaugh map is also known as K-map. Karnaugh map is popularly known as K-map. It is a special form of a truth table which we enable easy pattern recognition, and we use karnaugh map to simplify Boolean algebra without using Boolean theorems. Let's now look at an example of filling truth table on a K-map. Let's imagine we're given the following truth table, where we have 2 inputs and 1 output. Where A and B are inputs and F is our output. Let's imagine we're given this truth table. You should recognize this truth table as an OR gate truth table. Now we have to construct a K-map using this truth table. In order to construct a K-map, we have to draw a grid, which is a 2 column and 2 rows. We want to draw a grid which is 2 column and 2 rows. And we have A and B. And the input values of A are written as column heads, and those of B will write them as row levels. The possible input values will write it of A will write them here as row heads, and of B will write them here. Let's now populate a K-map from the truth table. When A is 0 and B is 0, the output is 0. When A is 0 and B is 1, the output is 1. When A is 1 and B is 0, the output is 1. When A is 1 and B is 1, the output is 1. This is the K-map. Now we have to group. We have to group now. We're gonna group these ones and these ones again. You could see here that we have 2 groups, the vertical group and the horizontal group. And let's talk about the vertical one. The vertical one always match the input value of A, which means it's A. And that of B and the horizontal one always match the input value of B, which means it's plus B. This is our function. Let us look at another example of populating a truth table. Let's say we're given this kind of truth table, still with 2 inputs and 1 output. Let's say we're given this and 1, 1, 1. Our biggest task now is to convert this into the K-map. Still 2 inputs and 1 output will have 2 columns and 2 rows of a K-map. Two columns and 2 rows. We'll have A this side and B this side. The input values of A, we write them as column heads, and the input values for B, we write them as row levels. Now let us fill the data. When A is 0 and B is 0, output is 1. When A is 0, B is 1, output is 1. When A is 1 and B is 0, output is 1. When A is 1 and B is 1, the output is 1. When A is 1, no, we did a mistake here. Okay, it's 0. When A is 1 and B is 1, the output is 0. Okay, now we have to group. This is the first group. This is the second group. We have two groups. We have the vertical group and the horizontal group. Let us talk about the vertical group. The vertical group is always matching the input value of A, but it's opposite. Therefore, it's not A. Yes. And the input value of B, of the horizontal group always match the input value of B, but it's always opposite the input value, which means it's not B. This is the function. How will you plot the K-map of truth table with 3 inputs? How will you do that? Let's imagine we're given this. We were given this truth table. It's A, B, C, and our output is F. Now, instead of 2 inputs, we have 3 inputs. We have 0, 0, 0, which give us 0. We have 0, 0, 1, which give us 0. We've got 0, 1, 0, which give us 1. We've got 0, 1, 1, which give us a 1. We've got 1, 0, 0, which give us a 1. Again, we have 1, 0, 1, which give us a 1. We have 1, 1, 0, which give us a 1. And we have 1, 1, 1, which give us a 1. This is an example of a truth table with 3 inputs. Okay, to plot the K-map, we need to have 8 cells. We'll have 8 cells. Still with so 1, it's 2, it's 3. We have 8 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we'll have A this side, combination of B and C this side. The possible input values of A, we write them on top. It's 0 and 1. And the possible input values of B and C, we write them as column levels, as row levels. We have 0, 0, we have 0, 1, we have 1, 0, we have 1, 1. Okay, let us now fill the K-map. When A is 0 and B is 0 and C is 0, output is 0. When A is 0 and B is 0 and C is 1, our output is 0. When A is 0 and B is 1 and C is 0, our output is 1. When A is 0 and B is 1 and C is 1, our output, we have 0A is 0 and we have 1, 1. Our output is 1. Okay, when A is 1, B is 1, and B is 0 and C is 0, our output is 1. When A is 1, B is 0, and C is 1, our output is 1. When A is 1, B is 1, and C is 0, our output is 1. When A is 1, B is 1, C is 1, our output is 1. Now we have to group. We have the first group, which is our vertical group. This group. This vertical group always match the input value of A, which means F is equals to A. We can have the second group. We can group these four. These four always match the input value of B, which means we have A plus B. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoy.